Hello dear students, in this lesson we are going to talk about the sine rule. It's a branch of trigonometry in which we have to deal with non-right triangles. Initially we used to deal with right angle triangles in which we used to have a right angle triangle, hypotenuse, opposite as well as adjacent sides. But in this non-right triangle we don't have any hypotenuse etc. But we still have to apply trigonometry in that. So to understand that, first of all, let us try to understand if the triangle is a non-right triangle, or even it could be a right triangle as well. So it's applicable on non-right triangle as well as on right triangles. So first of all, if you have a triangle in general, let's say if its vertices are A, B, C, its sides you may call as A, B, B, C, C, A or AC, of course there is no problem. But most often in our sine rule as well as in cosine rule or in different situations, we have a specific method to determine the sides of the triangle. One thing you have to notice that if the vertex is A, the side which is just opposite to A is small a. We have to write it in the lower case of the alphabet. Similarly, if the side is B over here, that is angle is the B or vertex is B, so its opposite side is small b. And similarly, we can consider if the vertex is C, its opposite side to be small c. It's true for any kind of notation. Let's say if the vertices are named by some other alphabetical letters. For examples, it could be say PQR, for example. If we have a triangle whose vertices are P, Q, R, so the opposite sides must be side opposite to the angle P will be small p, here is small q and here is small r. So it depends upon the vertices. Based on that, opposite sides are labeled with lowercase of alphabet. Okay, that's the first thing. Now let's try to understand what exactly is the sine rule. So of course, whenever we have to solve a triangle, what does it mean by solving a triangle? Solving triangle simply means figuring out the terms which are missing. Like there are 6 components in a triangle, there are 3 angles and 3 sides, and when we have to deal with this kind of situation where we have to figure out either missing sides or missing angles, this is called solving a triangle. So whenever we have to figure out either missing length of a side or even angle, we can apply sometimes sine rule. So students, there is a formula for that. The formula seems a little tricky, but no problem. It's not as tricky as it looks. First of all, let's try to understand the formula and then we'll have a couple of examples and you'll be able to understand that. So the formula is you can write sine A over small a, and now you must be understanding that small a is the side whereas capital A is the angle. Again, sine B over small b, sine C over small c. You can even write it upside down. It's the same thing. A over sine A equals B over sine B equals C over sine C. You don't have to take all the 3 sides at once. You can take any 2 at once and then solve the equation. We'll be discussing that. There is one important note, students, that when do we have to use this? Because after that you'll also be learning cosine rule. So sometimes students get confused which method, which rule to be applied, whether it's a sine rule or cosine rule. So remember, whenever we are given 2 angles in one side and the other side we have to figure out, we can apply the sine rule. Or even 2 sides are given and non-included angles are given, means 2 sides. Simply the idea is when 2 angles and 2 sides are involved in a triangle, we have to deal with sine rule. Don't worry, it will be clear with examples. Let's continue directly with an example. So in this question, we have been asked to figure out the missing side over here. There is no label, so we can do it from ourselves because then it will be easier for us to do that. Okay, so let us say this is vertex A. You are free to use any symbol A, B, C. So in that manner, students, what we have to deal with, we are given 2 angles and we are given one side. We need to figure out the other side. It simply means 2 angles and 2 sides have to be dealt with. Okay, so angle A is given to you as 48 degree. Angle B is given to you as 37 degree. Now, these sides are given. We should not write as AC or BC because we need to use small letters as in our formula. So, 23 is opposite to angle B. So definitely it's a small b. We can imagine that to be small b. A small b is given to you as 23 centimeter. Similarly, x is opposite to angle A. So this is considered to be a small a. A we have to figure out. Now students, we have to apply the sine rule. So as we had 3 sides in the formula, but at once we need to only take 2 components in that. Let's say the formula is a over sine A equals b over sine B and c over sine C. Now students, it's useless to take the third portion, right? So we can just take this much portion and we are good to go. We just have to substitute the values and we can simplify that. So a we are given as x, means we have to figure out this a. Angle A is given to you as 48 degree. We can write that. B is 23. We can also note it down. And we need to plug in the value of B, which is 37 degree. And of course, we can use calculator in that situation. We can cross multiply or we can just transform the terms from one side to the other. So you know that we get 23 times sine of 48 degree over sine 37. This is just cross multiplication. I hope you understand that. Now we are allowed to use calculator, but make sure that angles are given in degree. So there are 2 modes, degree and radian. You have to make sure that your calculator is set on degree mode. I'm going to use my calculator to solve that and then I can write the answer. Okay students, so I get around 28.4. Okay, just because it's a side, other dimensions were given in centimeters, so it's essential to write unit as centimeter only. So the answer is 28.4 centimeter. So this is how we figured out the missing side. They have given 2 angles, one side, other sides we have to figure out. Simply means we had to deal with total 4 components in which we had 2 sides and 2 angles. So this is how we have got the value of x as 28.4 centimeter. I hope it's clear. Let's continue to the next question. Okay, this time there is no diagram. So first of all, it's better to have a diagram here. We can draw a simple diagram and you need not to be accurate with these measures. Just for your convenience, you can draw the diagram. Okay, so my triangle is ABC. I can write it like this. Now the given angle A to be 82 degree. Okay. Angle C is 25 degree. That's still okay. Now a small c, again students, you have to be very careful. A small c must be located opposite to the angle C. So this we have to consider as 34 centimeter. And we have to figure out a small b, means this side we have to figure out. So we need to deal with a small b and a small c. But the angles given to you are not a small capital B and capital C. They're given angle A and angle C. So basically students, let's say if you want to apply the sine rule, what formula you would apply? Let me just write the full formula first. A over sine A equals B over sine B equals C over sine C. So let's now first of all take whichever components you are given. You have to deal with B, that's okay. You are given a small c, that's still okay. You are given angle C, that's fine. It looks like this combination should work, but we are not even given angle B. But students, it's very easy. You must be knowing angle sum theorem, right? By which you can understand that the sum of all 3 angles in a triangle is 180 degree. So we can consider angle B plus 82 plus 25 equals 180. We can simplify that. 1 second. 180 negative 82 negative 25 gives you 73. Yeah, so we also know the angle B, so now we are good to go. And it's okay if we just continue with that combination. We can take this much combination and we'll be able to solve this question. B we are not given, we have to figure out. Angle B is given, means we just have got that it's 73 degree, so sine 73 degree, and then after we are given small c, which is 34, and angle C is also there, which is 25, so sine 25. Now the simple transformation we have to do in order to get the value of B, 34 times sine 73 degree over sine 25. Now we have to simplify this. Again, make sure your calculator should be in, it has to be on degree mode. So as we simplify this, we get 76.9. And let's see what is the unit. Based on the unit only, you have to give the answer. It's centimeter, so that's centimeter. That's it. Okay students, in that questions we have been given two angles, one side and other sides we had to figure out. Sometimes questions be in such a way that two sides are given, one angle is also given, the second angle you have to figure out. Look at this situation. This time two sides are given, one angle is given, and the other angle you have to figure out. No problem, we can still draw the diagram first of all. So let's say we have got a triangle, and say this is ABC. Now students, they given A means opposite to angle A, which is this one, BC, 14.6 centimeter. The B is given to you, so B is over here, 17.4 centimeter. Angle ABC is given to you. ABC is actually angle B, right? This is 65 degree. You have to figure out BAC, means this angle you have to figure out. This angle A you have to get finally. The target is to get angle A. Okay, so we are given A and B and we need to deal with angle B and angle A. So basically 4 components we need to deal with. So you must be knowing now what to do. You can apply the formula A over sine A, or even we can write upside down, that's still okay, in order to have less effort. There's no problem if you do it in that way, that's still okay, but this will be more convenient this time. Sine A over small a equals sine B over small b. C is not needed in that case, so let's leave that. Angle A we don't really know right now, so keep it as it is. We don't know the angle, however we know the other components. This is 14.6. Angle B is given to you as 65 degree, and a small b is 17.4. Again we need to transform terms from one side to the other. We get 14.6 times sine 65 over 17.4. Now students, we have to simplify this. We get something here students. This is around 0.76, 04 if you want to write, that's still okay. But students, look at this. Here we had sine A, right? We figured out this value for sine A, not for exactly A. We want to get angle A, not sine A. So students, we have a feature in calculator, inverse sine or arc sine. So in order to get the value of A from here, you need to convert this sine from this side to the other side. So what you do, as you write this to the other side, it becomes inverse sine of the same value. So this is the method of finding any angle in a trigonometric equation. You bring sine to the other side. We don't really bring, but this is how we call that, okay? It becomes sine inverse when it goes to the other side. And now we still have that feature in our calculator. So as soon as we use that feature, we get around 49.5. And that's your answer, and that makes sense. That could be the angle in acute angle triangle. So 49.5 degree, because this is an angle, we can consider that to be 49.5 degree as the answer. Okay students, so this is how we have to apply sine rule, either to get the missing side or missing angle. I hope it must be clear to all of you. In the next lesson we can do cosine rule, and of course these were very simple questions. We can also combine a few advanced questions in upcoming lessons. Thanks for watching. See you in the next class.